TDS. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Runeterra Academy. My name is Miles David, and joining me again is the fabulous TDS. How are you doing, my friend?
Great, excited. We have a great match today. Apart from the fact that we are going to make it a streamlined thing that we are having a VTuber casting and a normal caster. I'm really excited to see the game today, so it should be really fun.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with it since my webcam is broken. We
Yep.
basically don't have a choice anyway. So there we go. At least you guys have something to interact with there in the chat. But anyway, yeah, what we have here: Akuma Blades versus Cosa Pasta Pirates. Two of the best teams currently in Senior Academy. If you look at the wait, let me check the
Yeah, the
standings right
scoreboard.
now. The standings right now, yeah, pretty much top one versus top three. This should be a very good matchup, a very close one, and we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, I think apart from the fact that Cosa has lost one games, I think that they should be a team that can at least put a fight against Kuma, take it to at least 3 games. I feel like, and even maybe I've said one of the things that we have not criticized from Akuma, but taking into consideration coming into this week is the fact that realistically they have been playing against the bottom at this point, and we need to see them tested against one of the better teams. So Cosa Pasta will probably be one of those. But there exists a universe where perfectly Akuma could just steamroll over Cosa Pasta, and we just gotta get a 2-0.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely possible with how good Akuma Blades have shown. They have shown a surprising level of performance, especially
Yeah.
last week. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's good because it shows that when they turn it on, it's easy for them to win. But it's also bad because if they don't turn it on, then it can be really hard. It can be a preoccupying thing. So because if they cannot come into the play into the what is called the into the match with the right mentality, they may be punished. But I feel like at this point of the season, it's not going to be that prevalent. Maybe later
Mhm.
on, but right now I think that Akuma will be.
Yeah, they should be fine. We'll see how it goes as the draft is starting, ladies and gentlemen, and we will have everyone on the riff shortly. But right now, we have to talk about Akuma's general strategy and what they decide to do. So, TDS, what tendencies have you seen from Akuma and Kosapasta?
From Akuma particularly, I'm interested in the way that they play with their jungler. It's really an aggressive playstyle. They tend to go for
Mhm.
much more aggressive junglers. Obviously, there's always the Xinjiaos, those. But the last week we saw the set that even though it ended up losing the game, the playstyle was really aggressive. They tried to go for early skirmishes. They tried to utilize their mid lane and top lane power to try and go for fights, and even bot lane sometimes they don't tend to force in bot lane, but we see a lot of times that they try to fight with the support and sometimes with the AD carry as well. So it's something that we may see a lot from Akuma, the early game movements and the mid game skirmishes as well. With Cosa Pasta, I feel like it is much more, I don't want to say this unbalanced, but I feel like bot lane is probably one of their better parts,
Mhm.
and the top side is not relatively bad, but I think that it's too passive in comparison. So
I
I think
see.
that they try to they try to force much more on the bottom side, and I'm not sure if the side if Akuma will be as lenient as other teams may have been to just leave the top side alone or not try to force something with
Well, we'll see if they're going to be able to do that. But it looks like the priority for Akuma will be trying to get that Amumu. As you said,
the
one
great
of the
right.
best engaged supports right now because the double bandage stuff that Riot decided to put in. We compared it to Wukong having two of his ultimates, but this is a basic ability that Amumu has. Super strong
Yeah.
at the moment. You guys try it in solo queue, it works out super well.
Yeah, the thresh to deny the engage that he has been used against Leon, against Nautilus, makes sense that you bring it out against the Amomo. I also like, because of the Lantern, deny any chance that they can pick a champion really far out and just
Mhm.
save him with the lantern. So overall, I think that Thresh Aphelios, a great pairing in the bottom lane. Obviously, I think that
Yeah.
their prevalence has fallen a little bit in comparison to where it was previously, but it's still one of the better bottom lanes out there, and I think that it just makes sense that we see it here. I would like to see, honestly, from Akuma, that they bring out Misfortune, because I think that the combo Misfortune Amumu is really strong. Yeah, they
Whoa!
heard me
Oh
out.
wow!
They
You
heard
read
me
their
out.
mind. Yes,
Yeah,
damn, you
I
read their.
love this combo.
They're listening to the cast right now as we speak. But yeah, anyway, Akuma Blade is going to go for the misfortune. The press art to win comp, it seems like, is the key to victory for Akuma. For Akuma today, we'll see how it works out. On the other side, we do have the Thresh Ophidios. I do want to add to that what you said, that it's one of the better bot lane combinations. The kind of season 10 thing we've seen so far,
Yeah.
where both champion kits kind of feel a bit overloaded, but there we go. As LeBlanc getting picked up as well. So Kuma, they're going for the old school strat of using older champions while CCP have all the overloaded kits. Just something I noticed.
Yeah, probably that is the plan. What I'm surprised is going for the LeBlanc blindly. A champion that it's not that you can conveniently counter her easily, but a lot of players would rather play her without without showing her so early on. But maybe the strat here is to try and ban out, now that they didn't pick any mid laner, just ban out the possible counters for the LeBlanc and
Hmm.
just try and play normally. But overall, really aggressive from Akuma so early on. We have the Amumu that will engage the Misfortune. That even though she's a lot based on her R, right? Because of the change, she received other buffs that didn't just happen to be in her ultimate with lethality and the like. So I think that overall she's a really strong champion in the bottom lane. And I think that the mid game and early late game, I want to call it the mid to late game transition mainly. I don't early mid game is really strong for Akuma, and if they can take
Yeah.
advantage of that, they can force out a lot of things from Cosa Pasta.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since they have, all those ultimates that will be extremely strong when it comes to those 5v5 team fights. But, we can't forget the 200 years on CCP side. They still have an
Yep.
Aphelios that can get stronger and stronger with each passing second, especially with all the tools that they have. And the peel that he has. He has both a Trundle and a Thresh to keep him safe from any harm. Unless, LeBlanc somehow gets a flank, which CCP will definitely need to keep up their vision game in order to keep any assassins away from what it looks like will be a main Aphelios carry, but we will see what they decide to go for next. The bans have come in. Sylas getting banned away, which is interesting, TDS, because I've thought of LeBlanc as the traditional counter to Sylas.
I think it's a much more skill matchup than it appears most of the time. Yes, the LeBlanc can pressure, but if you're able to trade long against the LeBlanc as a Sylas, you can win those matchups. And if you look at the composition that Akuma has, you really don't want to give away the Sylas because Amumu ultimate, Misfortune ultimate, and even LeBlanc ultimate can be useful for the Sylas. So I think
That's
that
fair. That's fair.
it's something that it's not only for the LeBlanc, which I don't think is that bad of a matchup, but it's also keeping in mind the rest of. I think that the Syndra here is not a bad pick overall. I think that it will be a contested mid lane. Obviously, Syndra probably will get the push, and it will allow for the Trundle. And we were talking about this,
Oh,
the Talon jungle, jungler that has been popping up recently. I think tormenting solo queue to a certain degree with a set, and we're going to get the first days of it in the senior league.
yeah, there we go.
And
Talon
so
getting picked up and Cho'Gath in the top lane. Okay, that one I did not expect, but I guess it's a decent blind pick top laner. But
I really like.
Seth was still available along with a bunch of other picks, and it will be Cho'Gath versus Camille. Which should be an interesting matchup, so to speak. We have Camille who can bounce around, and Cho'Gath who can be a bit of a very late game scaling tank, and we'll see how that goes. I'm wondering, TDS, how do you see the Cho'Gath fit into this composition, though?
I love the Cho'Gath pick against the Camille particularly because I think that Cho'Gath is one of the best neutralizing champions that exist in the top lane.
Hmm.
Realistically, he doesn't really suffer from lack of resources because he has innate healing. He also has the Devour to keep stacking forever. And you have the knockup and the silence, which can bother a lot the Camille. I really like Cho'Gath. I think that he's one of the most overlooked champions right now in the game. I think that people should look into trying to play him in the top lane and particularly against Cosa Pasta Pirates. If you look at their composition, their main engage right now looks to be either Camilo hook shotting in or a
Hmm.
Trundle placing a really good pillar or a hook. Those are the main ways for them to engage. And if that's the case, realistically, Cho'Gath doesn't have that much trouble just putting down his Q to deny the engage potential or stop the rest of the members from following up and just allow for his team to be able to fight. He also can set up really well with the Amumu because he's not the primary engager. So that means that if the Amumu goes in, which is the logical way that they would try to force fights, then the setup from the Cho'Gath can be to follow up. And in that regard, Akuma has a really nice composition to follow up overall what the Amumu wants to do, and the rest of the members can follow accordingly. I think that they have a lot of power in the bottom lane, particularly. I think that Misfortune and Amumu can win against Aphelios Thresh. I think that the early poke damage from the Misfortune can affect a lot that matchup, but obviously enemy plays can happen. And in the mid lane and in the top lane, I expect that the Trundle will be able to get a lot of priority because Syndra should push the LeBlanc and Camille
Hmm.
should at least be able to win the lane in the top lane. That's what I've seen most of the times in the top lane matchup. So it's going to be an interesting matchup from top side control from Cosa against bot side control from Akuma, and who can take more advantages out of that.
Yeah, what I see from CCP, honestly, like of course, they have a very competitive team comp, right? But it's a team comp that
Yeah.
we see a lot in pro play, stuff like that, where you have basically a lot of options on what you want to do. with some with some innate insurance with the affiliates there in the bot side getting stronger and stronger. So it'll be interesting to see how well they if you said was right and they will have priority, how well they're gonna abuse this top side, because they definitely have to. Otherwise, if they walk into the mid game even and have to fight 5v5, you definitely would favor Akuma's team comp, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think that Akuma's 5v5 seems much more stronger, and they have two champions that can create so much chaos that it's really hard to put a stop on them. I think Talon and Blank particularly are going to come mid game, they're going to have a field they try to get on top of the Syndra and the affiliates. And if they get on top of them, it should be really easy to kill both of them. So I'm
Yeah.
expecting to see a lot of, I don't want to say highlight plays, but I am expecting to see a lot from both Talon. And also, I want to see if Talon takes Ignite, because that's what a lot of the Talons have been taking in jungle, just Ignite Smite. So maybe we may even see a lot of pressure early on. And if a skirmish begins inside of the jungle between Talon, Trundle, and the Black Syndra or Camila and Cho'Gath, I think that the Ignite difference may come in handy for those fights, but we'll have to wait and see overall for that.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see, because guess what, guys? There is going to be a spectator delay as we go into the game shortly. There's going to be game one versus Akuma and Cosa Pirates. You won't want to miss it, because these are some of the top teams in senior academy, senior division rather, right now. So everyone, just grab your popcorn, grab your drinks. We'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. Wait, I just said to go. Never mind. We'll be back.
Coming down the fortune of the realm. Come on, I say now to wipe out the traitors. The earth trembles as we gather ashore for the lands we swear to own. For our kingdom
And we're back here in Runeterra Academy. My name is Miles David, and here with me is TDS as usual on the casting desk. And now we have game one between Akuma and Cosa Pasta Pirates, and this should be a good one. TDS, as we said earlier, both team comps have been loaded in. We have a bit more of an experimental meta comp that we see with the Talon Jungle, the Amumu support, of course. That well, it's kind of the thing now, TDS, and especially
Yep.
in solo queue. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have a bit more of a competitive, versatile comp. It feels like that you traditionally see in a pro team or something like that.
Yeah, it feels like one is much more like at least sticking to the meta that was 2 patches ago. I feel like much more than what it is right now. I feel like Akuma's is much more according to today, but probably was played with previous patches, so it makes. And I think that the composition from the side of Cosa Pasta has merit. The problem is if they can get the full power out of it, right? We need to see the Syndra being able to one-shot carries. We need to see 200 years of Helios. We need to see the Trundle being able to go into the jungle and use the pillar effectively. And that's what Cosa needs to get in order to be able to win, obviously. And there's things that Akuma needs to get as well. Great ward, by the way. They waited until really the end, the Thresh. Wait until the end to lane invade and put down this ward. So they will
Yeah.
know where the challenge is starting.
Yeah, I mean it's important, especially with a champion that can go over the edges like that. And one thing I wanted to point out too, regarding the compositions that you were talking about how both teams need to do things in order to activate their things. It feels like it's a bit of a jack of all trades coming from the side of Costa Pasa Pirates, where their champions can do a lot of things, but can't really do one thing super well. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that yeah, I would agree 100% with that. I think that they have a really nice split pusher, but realistically they don't have a split pushing composition. They have nice team fighters, but they don't have a team fighting composition. They have nice peak potential, but they don't have a peak potential composition. So it's good to try and pull off certain things, but it's not going to be better than any composition that is specifically made for those.
Oh wait, Revenant manages to get the
Ooh.
get the level advantage over onto the enemy team. Trade trying to go
Oh,
for a
he's
kill.
dead.
He's in a lot of trouble. The flash in and first blood goes over to keyboarder on this misfortune, and here comes
Oh, the second
here
one.
comes the re-engage with the bandage toss. Oh, that's nasty. All right, guys, now you see why it's super useful in solo queue because of that.
I love that composition. I love this bottom lane so much. I love the Amumu support, and I think everyone knows already our opinions on this. He's the best engaged support in the game. Away top lane, great pillar.
Yeah, Revenant is in a lot of trouble. He's stunned up. Will he manage to get away?
He's
He already
dead.
used his flash, and he's just gonna get bursted down. So 1-for-1 trade in the end. Cross map play, but that was a 2v2 in the bot lane and the gank in the top lane. So something to keep in
Oh, the
mind.
cancel.
And okay, yeah, that's a bit annoying, but with the way pushed in, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Oh,
Here it comes, Esau trying to get in on the action. But Toasty Alex will just flash away, and there will be no drama. More in the mid lane.
yeah. Also, quickly and important to point out. Look at the mid lane summoners. LeBlanc has Ignite and Syndra has Teleport, which means that if the LeBlanc ever gets an opportunity to try and all in on the Syndra, now without Flash, she should be able to get a solo kill. And it's going to be really important because without the Teleport, that means that the impact in the whole map from the LeBlanc will be much less than that of the Syndra. So the Ignite has to be useful. In the top lane, quickly talking about the gank, I really like the gank by Benefactor Sam responding to the play on the bottom lane, certainly, but the like you were saying, it was a 2v2 solo kill on the bottom lane. On the top side, it was mainly a gank coming to fruition. And I'm surprised that Remnon didn't have just vision onto the river because I don't think that he ever is able to outpush the Camille so that you can get the Tribush ward can be much more effective. Also now, Benefactor Sam coming against top lane, maybe trying to set up a gank on the lane, but not able
He's setting up a
to get
camp
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his tent. He's getting ready to go for another one. But Talon Yasa is ready to respond if ever. Should be done as soon as he finishes this camp, and we may see some action up there again, unless Trade manages to get another really clean bandage toss. And here he goes, the
Red
stun
buff.
up, the flash from Benefactor Sam on
Hello?
to, but Yasa is trying to go in. It's gonna be Trundle, who's in a lot of trouble. He goes down. Shocky is the one next. He still has his flash, so he should be able to get out of there very quickly. We're still looking at the top lane. And yeah, it looks like Camille will be able to get out of there. But that was a really great counter gank by Yasuo, who read him like a book. Oh wait, Yasuo, he's not yet done. He's trying to go in onto Shocky, but the tower is gonna dissuade him further from going inward. So I feel like that will be the end of that. And that was a good response coming from the side of Akuma.
If Yasuo had Ignite, he probably can get the kill on the Camille under the turret. But yeah, like you're saying, great response by Akuma, really over-aggressive by Benefactor Sam. Redmond was doing such a great job in how he played that. If you look at how he was standing, he was all over the play. He was really beside the bushes in the top lane, which means that for the Trundle to be able to pull off the gang, he had to force the flash, and even then, they weren't even able to get the stun from the Camille, and then the pillar wasn't even that useful. The response from the Await, look,
Yeah, Fluke might be in a
Use
lot of trouble. He
W.
has to flash out. He does not have his ultimate yet to distortion out completely. So that was a really good opportunity. Benefactor Sam getting all the summoner spells from the soul linear. So the ganks are still effective nonetheless. But
yeah.
yeah, he needs to find a bit more when it comes to finding those opportunities.
I would say that much more than finding that, trying to find more in those opportunities. I think that he doesn't need to be as aggressive as he can be. Like there's ganks that he will be able to get a lot of value at, and it's not like he will lose value later on in the game because there's the Cho'Gath and an Amumu, which means that you will be able to utilize your ultimate effect.
Oh no!
Oh,
There we
no.
go. Stand up. Okay, Trade is not gonna be surviving that one, but here we
I'm not
go.
sure about that trade.
Low health
Yeah.
bars on the other side. The dragon's being hit. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we do have a 1v1.
Oh.
Evnan, the
Oh.
flash immediately away. Does not have the mana to get eaten. No, Cho'Gath did use the feast. I'm not sure if he used it on Camille or a minion. And here we go. The choke point is here. The
Oh, the
stun
hook?
up onto LeBlanc. Used exhaust immediately. They're so low. The health bars are so
Oh,
low, and
no.
Yasuo manages to get the kill. There we go. Keyboarder trying to get the last few ticks of damage. Tosi Alex
Keyboarder
right
doesn't
here in
have
the bush.
flash,
Did
the
they even
thing.
see him coming? Yeah,
Oh.
there we go. Tosi Alex, he's in a lot of trouble. Will they manage to take it? Benefactor Sam, he's gonna get auto attacked to death,
Oh.
and Tosi Alex, he should be
Oh.
next, but barely manages to make it out of there
Amumu is coming.
alive. Are they gonna dive? They're going for
Yeah.
it. Keyboarder trying to go for it, trying to tank the turret, and he will manage to make it. What a clean dive coming from Akuma, who will walk away with the victory.
That was a 4v3 down there in the bottom lane, and they were able to win the fight. They didn't even lose the dragon, and they are able to get 2 kills onto the Talon, 1 onto the Misfortune, and the Blank doesn't die. What a great play from Akuma. And Cosa Pasta, they tried to force a lot after they got the pick on the Mumu. I understand because you got the pick on the Mumu, so realistically you should be able to get something else. But they couldn't get the kill really quickly onto the LeBlanc, even using the exhaust. And after that, it was just an easy rundown by Akuma.
I think one thing we have to note, TDS, is the fact that we have to watch out whether the side of Cosa Pasta, if they find themselves in a choke point, because if they do,
Yeah.
they're gonna be in a lot of trouble considering the AOE abilities that Akuma has up their sleeve, especially from the Misfortune. We saw how effective how effective he could be in those moments, and right now it looks like we're gonna be gearing up for round 2 over by the Dragon Pit. As
Level 6
again,
Talon,
both
no?
sides they're coming down. But Revenant, he's on his way too. So this is gonna end up being a 4v5. Camille does not have teleport. He's still staying in the top lane. And it looks like maybe Cosa Pasta, they have to back away from this one.
I don't think they're going to try and fight this unless, yeah, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
wait,
we
the
go.
Blank?
Fluke trying to go in, yeah. But just decides to scare him a bit, Give him a warning shot or two. Make sure that Tosi Alex is not there for the fight. And Fluke trying to go in, all in. The Ignite is
Oh,
ticking,
he got-
and it shuts down immediately. Tosi Alex getting solo killed, ambushed from the bush.
That's why you take Ignite as LeBlanc to go for the solo kill. But he played that really effectively. First, he knew the position from the LeBlanc because of from the Syndra going into the jungle and asserting where she was. Then waited inside of the bush, and it was an easy kill after that. Got on top of her, killed her immediately, and now the Syndra is a little bit behind in comparison to where the LeBlanc is at this point in the lane. And she will also be able to even put much more pressure onto the Syndra now as well.
Yeah, much more pressure, especially that lost chapter already finished. I'm assuming you're gonna go back for it to get the Dark Seal as well, because why not? It's Fluke we're talking about here.
Yeah.
One of the
I
best
can
mid
see
laners
that.
in the league at the moment, and we'll see what kind of build he decides to go for. He definitely has everything in his toolkit to dominate this lane at this point. Tosi Alex in a bit of trouble now, 0-2, but he is still keeping up when it comes to CS, so not too much worries there.
Trade.
Plus, scaling up,
Trade.
He's just going in. He's just going in. He has no
Oh.
fear, and the immediately just takes down Aphelios the Flash, and the
Oh.
curse of the Tsunami. Oh no, Akuma's bot lane is just dominating at the moment.
I told you that I love this bot lane, and I love to see a Mumu pair with Misfortune, and there's a reason. Like before, they have really great engage and they can get on top of anyone really easily. But now, with level 6s, it's going to be even more fun for them. because you just press R as the misfortune, you evaporate the Amphibious from being able to do anything, and even the Thresh has to be worried because he's not that tanky, so he's going to get decimated by the ultimate as well. I really love this combo, and Akuma making me proud because they are pulling this off almost perfectly.
Yeah, definitely. You'd think that they practice, but they actually don't.
Yeah.
At least that's what they claim. I don't know about the validity. Tosi Alex gonna get hit by the chains, but yeah, not gonna be anything too much there. As Fluke now finds himself with a 2-level lead after that room, after that team fight. Everything just falling Akuma's way at the moment.
Yep, and also this is something that we were talking about in the draft, the amount of fights that Akuma wants to go for. Like, even if Cosa has advantage in numbers, Akuma will look to try and respond, be in a play on the other side or trying to force a fight. So I think that Cosa has been falling a little bit behind in that aggressive mindset, and it's also something that we said, the bot lane does try to play aggressively, and we saw trades where the bot lane tried to go for fight, but in the mid lane and top lane it's not the same thing. I think that apart from Benefactor Sam, we don't see the same aggressive mentality from the Camille, from the Syndra.
Yeah,
And you
and look
can
at
say that maybe it's the champions, but I think it's much more on the players. Sorry to
oh
cut
yeah,
you off.
definitely. I would agree with that. And look at Revnon. He has the CS lead against Shocky right now in the top lane, despite getting
I just
despite getting camped earlier. or,
yeah,
or
but
yeah,
oh,
rather. And now wait, they might end up going for 1-1. Shocky decides to go in with the hook shot and a few more auto attacks onto Revnon. That's gotta hurt definitely. Hopefully, I mean the Thornmail, or rather the Bramble Vest should be up very soon for Revnon, and shouldn't have too much problem 1v1 in Camille at that point, at
yeah.
least in the mid game. And you saw, oh
Oh,
wait, Indigo might be in a lot of trouble here.
they know
Manages to
this.
skip past. Yeah, they know it's happening. Okay. Yes, they see this. They see the Rift Herald as well. Indigo's a lot of trouble, but he hits with the Gravitum. The
Ooh.
hook most miss, but the
Yes,
well,
so
there we
fail.
go with the bandage toss and played away. Now we see why it was picked against the Amumu. It can
Rip.
work out. It's actually working out too well right now. Here's the 2v2 here in the top lane between the jungler, mid laner, Revdon. He's in a lot of trouble. He just gets bursted down, and it will be Shocky who ends up with the kill.
Ripnot failed the knock-up onto the Trundle, if I'm not wrong, and then he didn't even use the feast. Obviously, he was really low health, but that was so easy for the Trundle to outplay in such a funny situation. But still, look at the plays that the bottom lane is getting, and the denial that they are doing onto the Aphelios. Aphelios is really far behind in terms of items when you see, and Misfortune already has her full item completed. So even though the Cho'Gath dies on top lane, it's much worse what is happening down here in the bottom.
My god. Keyboarder is going for the full lethality misfortune build. This is gonna hurt, especially for the squishy champions like Toasty Alex and Indigo on the fields and the Syndro. One pop of that bullet and they might just end up getting one shot. So we'll see how well that
Even
fares.
Trundle is not safe.
Yeah, he's not building tanky either. He is going for the, I think that's a Triforce build
Thunder.
if I'm not mistaken.
It's the Thunder build.
Okay, so Thunder build. Okay, yeah. I forgot what the items for Triforce were at this point. I miss when it was Phage Sheen and
yeah, the good old days when it was just a simple Phage Sheen and
Stinger.
and the
I
other
think
thing.
it was
Stinger.
yeah, it was the Stinger. Yeah. So that was back then, back in the days. But
I miss
yeah,
the Stinger.
right now the Dex Dragon is up. It's gonna be a Cloud Drake, so we will have a bit of an impactful Drake this game. It could be either the Ocean or the Infernal Soul. Yesterday we had 2 Infernal Souls, so today I'm assuming we'll get the Ocean Drake.
Inferno
Hopefully.
would be so sad for Cosa Pasta because they have champions that can make full use of that. But when you see on the other side, every champion can get full value out of that Infernal Soul.
That's true. Pretty much. And right
And it
now
is Infernal Soul.
will, yeah, it will be
Oh.
Infernal Soul. Okay, very good prediction. Seems like we're going for the Infernal Soul 3 in a row for for this week, or at least for Junior and Senior. We'll see if that continues to keep up. And Trade misses the bandage toss, not gonna be hitting there. Benefactor Sam, he's trying to dodge away, but you're not gonna be dodging the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Shocky trying to get out, rooted up. Teleport is coming in. Toasty Alice is here. Akaz is here as well. There's a 4v3 at the moment. Everyone else is gone. They're trying to make their best go in on this flash away. Akaz will manage to get away, and it will be Toasty Alex getting the kill onto his opposing mid laner. So shutdown gold going over to him.
Yeah, great answer play by the side of Cosa Pasta. Teleport from Toasty Alex, and this is the advantage that Teleport does give you. That even though you commit people,
oh no. Okay, there we go.
flash.
Gravitum. He had the perfect gun for it too. Gravitum just stopped him dead cold in his tracks under turret. Not gonna be getting the kill in that regard. But yeah, as you were saying.
Yeah, on the top side, great answer play from the side of Cosa Pasta. They had the teleport, so it was easy for them to be able to respond. And even though they were equal in numbers, as soon as the teleport came through, it was an easy answer. Oh wait, order. Oh, they
Yeah,
missed.
yeah, they ended up missing. Here comes the ball time.
Oh.
Akad, he's just gonna get taken down. The bandage toss onto Shocky. I don't think he's gonna be living very long as well. What? The burst, he managed to get the shutdown onto Keyboarder, taking him down with him. Hashtag worth in the chat right now.
Yeah, how does it feel, keyboarder, to get killed by a Cho'Gath R in the form of just a basic ability?
Oh, that's not gonna feel good. Not gonna feel
Yeah.
good at all. All right,
Also,
so he
keyboarder
gets
though, yeah, he walked way too far forward. The kill was already secured. You walked back in for greed because of greed. That was
yeah, he
totally
should have probably
unnecessary.
known. Yeah, he probably should have known that that could happen. That he would have been flashed and queued immediately by the Camille. But what happened? Keyboarder did
That's an AD
end
carry
up
thing.
giving another big bounty over to the Camille. Definitely not what you want to see, especially now that she has the Triforce and the split pushing should come online very soon. With the Tiamat already done on Camille as well, so she should be pretty much fine just collecting sideways at the moment while she still scales up.
Yep.
And all right, here's the thing. We know Akuma can get leads early. Then the
Yeah.
mid game is kind of sus.
I think the mid game, not the mid game precisely, but the mid to late game is the most sus thing, because I think that they most of the time just force fights and they usually go well, but then everything kind of goes way haywire. Like what happened last week against Bots. They had a really good lead and then they almost really randomly throw it away.
I mean, they almost they
So
did throw it away at
they,
one time.
yeah, but
Then they
I mean,
almost threw it away
I
the
mean the
second
series.
time.
I mean the series. Like
Ah,
they
yeah,
almost
yeah.
threw away the series because of that. They threw away a game because of precisely that. So Akuma needs to. I think that they know this. I hope that they are not going to come back with the mentality that they had in the first game last week. That was, we are way better than them, so it doesn't matter what we do after this point. But and I think that against a team like Cosa that is just 2 spots behind them in the standings, they won't force this kind of plays.
I
Or
mean,
those
yeah,
kinds of plays.
obviously. I mean, they're a lot more measured than they were against Puds. Let's be real.
Yeah.
At least at the moment right now. But we are still seeing some of the tendencies coming from them where they feel a bit too brave, trying to go
Yeah.
in for, trying to be a bit more greedy than usual, and ends up biting them in the butt. But you know what? Right now they're still in the driver's seat, as we said before. It's never over. You know how some teams, how you have a feeling that they're always in it. And then for me, right now, Akuma's like, oh, how are they gonna throw this game? They're the
That
best.
sounds
They're
so
the best
sad,
team in
yet
the
so
league. They're the
positive.
best team in the league, and I keep thinking, all right, how are they gonna?
Oh.
How's it gonna work out? Oh, the
Oh,
save!
Shoki!
Shocky just gets wrecked by Revdon. All right, it's a 1-for-1, but I think Revdon's gonna be happy with that one. Now,
Yeah.
to be fair, the fee stack did not go through. There was still a bit of health left on the Camille, so not gonna be stacked up there at least. And you saw, he's just gonna start up, not gonna be hit by Indigo, so no dramas there. But yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for Revdon and also fortunate at the same time.
I think for Revnon, no. I think that Revnon is super happy, even though he dies, but he gets the kill and he's able to run away. I think that, like you're saying, the worst thing is the stack, but realistically, he can stack that later on. It's not the end of the world if he doesn't get this now. And on the other side, Yasuo also is able to run away and survive. I really don't like the idea of not taking the Ignite here, because I think that you have way too much mobility that the Flash is not going to get you that extra kill, in my opinion. But maybe the Ignite doesn't either, so who knows?
Well, with the amount of times he finds himself in the jungle, maybe the Flash in the enemy jungle, maybe the
Yeah,
Flash
that
is
may
worth
be
it.
one of those things where it's much more so to stop me from doing stupid things, much more so than getting me kills.
What kind of world are we living in where the #1 team is like, yeah, what stupid thing are they gonna do next?
See, this is not something super new to me, because I came from the season where G7 Mirage won everything, and every game was a situation where they're so good, but they may lose this time, and they never lost. So it was just, I'm accustomed to these kinds of things, and it's I think that the #1 team being a victim of this is not that bad. Oh, trade.
Oh yeah, Trade is in a lot of trouble. He's got caught up
the
ended by
ultimate,
two
though.
people. Yeah, he flashes away, uses the ultimate to try and get out, and he will manage to make it out as well, back to the safety of his lines.
Well,
Yasuo just goes over the edge, trying to go
Doesn't
onto
care.
Akash, and here comes Luke as well. But Yasuo is gonna end up trading his life for it,
Yeah.
giving the shutdown over. But here we go,
Oh.
Indigo, he's in a lot of trouble. Revdan onto the backline already. Tosi Alex is in a lot of trouble as well. Revdan manages to get the kill onto the Syndra, and that's another stack for the Cho'Gath.
See, that was the sacrifice. Yasuo just went in, even though he didn't need to die. He sacrificed himself for the greater cause. That was getting two
Yeah,
kills
of
and the
course.
flash from the Trundle.
No one
my
expects the engaged Talon, DDS.
Yeah.
No one expects the engaged Talon.
no one expects the kamikaze Talon much. A Talon that just dives in and tries to get a kill. He doesn't even have a mythic, so he's just going in for the sake of it. Oh, Shoki.
Oh yeah,
What?
Shoki's out of trouble. Oh, what's going on here? I just get the kill again.
Camille.
He's always good for it. Whenever he's in trouble, he's always good for one TDS.
Yeah, he goes for the 1-for-1. Like he overstays way too hard, but he gets the 1-for-1, and that's still valuable enough. You're able to kill the LeBlanc. You're able to stop a little bit the potential split push from the LeBlanc, because I think that's the more preoccupying champion in the side lane. But I don't know how the Camille was able to do it. First of all, she got almost a one-shot based on just the second part of the Q. That really is not fair. Oh, Rednan.
See, Shoki is a guy who uses Revdan just gets the kill.
This is much more fair.
Yeah, alright, there we go. Revdan, he will go down. He knows his fate is sealed, but he at least got the feast onto Syndra again. Tosi Alex not gonna be happy with that.
But see, at least the kill that Rednon got. God, joking. The kill that Rednon got onto the Syndra was with his ultimate. The Camille killed the LeBlanc with the second Q. How? I'm not sure if that's fair, honestly. Like, getting so much true damage on a basic ability, it's the same thing as the Amumu. You're getting two engage abilities on one basic ability. That is not fair.
Listen, TDS. We're fighting between like season 2 and season 8 here. The mobility is just not even going to add up. And right now, you saw he's gonna go in again. Meanwhile, here we go. Shoki trying to get in on to trade immediately. The Banish Toss manages to hit, and here comes the Curse of Sad Mummy. They get trapped up. You saw might end up getting taken down. Look at the low health mark. You saw just managed to get the kill onto Shoki, but again, it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. Benefactor Sam caught in the back lines. Here comes Indigo as well, trying to go for it, but the Rocker and the full attack combo just manages to take them down. Indigo is the only one that's left on the side of Cosa Pasta, and he's gonna get taken down as well. That's an ace for Akuma, and they're heading down the mid lane.
Yeah, that was a 3v5. That was a 3v5 pretty much. The Cho'Gath got there until the end, and he was able to put a little bit of pressure onto the Aphelios, doesn't get the kill. But then when the Misfortune got there, the one knockup into one ultimate, everyone is dead. Everyone from Akuma is happy, and they're probably laughing right now because that fight, they have been doing this the whole game, forcing fights in situations that we think they probably won't try to do it, but they do it because they want to force fights, and that's something that Akuma will always try and pull off. And they are able to pull it off at the end of the day.
I mean, did we really expect their engage to be an assassin at this point? It's
Yeah,
gonna be Talon that's going in again and again.
After a couple of fights, I think that we have to expect it.
Yeah, at this point, it's gonna be Yasuo who's gonna start it up. It's not even, we expect it to be trade on the Amumu, but no, it's the assassin that's starting the fight. And the fact that he has a Gore Drinker, it means that he can just last a super long time. Go in, get hit a lot, use his ultimate to go invisible, then use the Gore Drinker to get back to full HP, and then one-shot someone, and then still one-shot someone. It just provides so much value for his team. Then follow up from the trade. It's just so good. And right now, they are pushing over the next dragon. This is going to be Infernal Soul.
They have
At the moment, Cosa Pasta
Oh.
will have the big, and there's the ward going down. Fluke is in a lot of trouble. He's the only one left, and he just gets taken down. Here comes the bullet time,
he's
trying to get
14
onto
ult.
Benefactor Top, and he gets killed immediately. Shoki also back there, trapped in the back line. Here comes
yeah, so
Trey,
he's
trying to
finishing
go
the
in. Bandage toss manages to hit and rupture. It's on to Indigo, who gets hit by another bandage toss, and the ultimate, and Revdan gets the feast. So there we go. Another wait. What? Meanwhile, on the backside, there was someone trying to finish the game. It was Yasuo trying to end it at the Nexus turret. Immediately had to
Yasuo
back
said-
away. Yeah, Toasty. I don't think he's gonna be living through this. As right now they are heading
Oh,
for the
Toasty.
Nexus turrets. Yeah, they should be able to end the game here. Right now, Akuma wins it in one of the strangest fashions I've ever seen. It wasn't really a team fight victory. It was a 4v5 that ended up in a win for them. But they are gonna take down the Nexus and they are gonna end up winning game one of this series.
Yeah, like what a chaotic way to end the game. But I feel like this represents Akuma better than anything else. It's a consistent but beautiful fiesta that makes us think that the games can be really fun. Even though this
Yeah,
is
that's
senior,
true.
even though these are one of the better players in the server, as long as you have fun, it feels like Akuma can pull it off. And
You know,
they
it's
showcase
one of
really nice gameplay overall.
yeah. It feels like a stomp, but it wasn't a stomp.
Yeah, like Cosa
It
did
was
really
a
good
stomp,
things.
but it also wasn't.
Like,
It's this anomaly that you get when Akuma plays, where you don't
yeah,
know.
pretty
Are
much.
they throwing? Are they winning? Are they doing the gate? Are they doing the best thing possible?
Yeah,
But we do have
and
to shout out that bot lane though.
yeah, the bot lane was the one of the best things. Quickly to just your point with what we expect from Akuma, and I think we said this at the start of the broadcast. They are the team that even though Cosa is really good and can probably take it to them and maybe force a 3 game series or a 2-1 in favor of Cosa, there's a world where Akuma just wins 2-0 because they want to. And maybe we're living in that world. Like that first game showcased the greatest strengths from Akuma, much more so than their weaknesses. And we saw the bottom lane, and I'm not a huge keyboarder or trade fan in the sense that I don't expect to see them consistently killing the bot lane, the enemy bot lane. But this game, they played aggressive, in the traditional aggressive Akuma style in the bottom lane, forced fights, forced plays, and they were able to win most of those fights. And I really love this combo. They were able to pull it off almost perfectly. I say almost because it's impossible to pull it perfectly consistently. And on the with the bottom lane being able to win as effectively as they did, they had also complete control on the top side. Never suffered that much. Like we saw Repnon ganked, I think once or twice, but it never amounted to much too many things.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, we'll have to keep thinking about this series. We're just gonna go into a short break, guys.
Yeah.
Gonna have more analysis to you when you get back, because I have some more points I want to bring up, of course. But we'll be right back. As I said, don't go anywhere.
Dark clouds move closer, but with the deepest red. Oh, beneath them we look on. When they part comes the hatred they bring. Lost in the dark, we've come so far. Another step to rid the pain. Go and be counted till your last day. 'Cause only nightmares break their face. So stand upon these fallen lands and follow in our Father's plans. Yeah, until the end we will remain, and we'll hold on until our last breath. So what is to be left for us? My people look on and say, don't fear what you don't know, 'cause we're far from certain fate. And we'll make our final stand. Lost in the dark, we've come so far. Another step to rid the pain. Go and be counted till your
You know, TDS, something about Akuma. They're just a team that makes me want to lose that wants to make me lose my voice. So all the
That
crazy
makes
stuff
me
that
want to
happens in
lose
their
hope.
game.
Pretty much.
Makes you want
It's
to lose
enough.
hope. Makes me want to lose. Makes me want to lose my voice. But anyway, guys, we're back here at Runeterra Academy. Between the games, between in this series between Akuma and Costa Pirates, it was Akuma who got out with a quote unquote clean win in the last game.
Yeah, I don't think clean, convincing, dominant. Well, dominant maybe, but convincing
It
and
was at least
clean.
decisive. It was at least
Yeah,
decisive.
decisive. Decisive is the better word. With a decisive win, showing that they are certainly the first team. Maybe with a couple of weaknesses here and there, but certainly showcasing that they are the number one team in the league currently. And we will need to see now the adaptation from Cosa Pasta Pirates. First of all, with a sub in the mid lane, Kyuki is stepping in.
Mhm.
This time around, we will see what he does bring this for Cosa Pasta, and also changing sides. Cosa Pasta on the blue side, AKM on the red side. We see the ban from the Amumu from Akuma because the blue side is really, it can just take it away, and Amumu is really strong. So now we need to see what they prioritize. It seems to be the Trundle. I was thinking maybe they would go for a Jarvan 4 to have really assertive engage in the jungle, but Trundle is still an okay champ overall.
Yeah, one thing I did notice though, looking at the player, like the player stats right now, at the top we do have most of Akuma blades, but also
Yep.
at the top we have Costa Pasa Pirates players, but they are not playing right now. Stifo is not in the game, it's not in the series. A Furious Doctor is not in the series as well. So although Keyboarder is there, Indigo is there as well. Sorry, Keyboarder is on the other side. Indigo is there as well. So it feels like maybe Cosa Pasta they're not fighting at full strength at the moment, which is kind of weird to see. But we'll see how they adapt in this game too, because they should know the tendencies now of what Akuma Blades. At least we have a lot of tape. There's a lot of tape of Akuma Blades playing right now, so it'd be a lot easier to tell. But with these new meta picks that Akuma Blades are going for, they're starting to they're adapting well and starting to look maybe a bit unstoppable. But we'll see, because they tend to toe the
Yeah.
line.
Yep, that is true. Akuma are showcasing a playstyle that is really akin to what we're seeing much more now in the meta, with aggressiveness in the jungle and in other positions even. Now with the Ezreal, taking a little bit much more of a backstep in the lane phase, because Ezreal will not have the dominance that Miss Fortune showcased in the bottom lane. And one of the things that I want to say though with this talent is that even though it's more likely and almost certainly that it's going into the jungle, mid lane can still be an option. You can play mid lane talent, even though it can be weaker, you can still play that. But it's just to put it out there. I don't think it's going to happen. And then
Oh.
Seraphine pick. I'm not against, but not in favor of this either. I think that Seraphine is it's in a fine spot. I think that she's a really good enchanter support, and if piloted correctly, can be really useful. But I don't like picking her so early, and I don't like the pairing between Seraphine and Trundle.
I mean, we'll see. You're right. Kind of a bit of a mystery what they decide to go for. I mean, maybe once we see what what they choose, then the rest of the composition will end up panning out. It will be Lee Sin being picked up next. So Trundle not going in the jungle this time. It feels like it will probably be Lee Sin up there. So you think this can be a Trundle top or Trundle support?
With Trundle, I think that Trundle support would be better than top unless it's tanking from Akuma. But I'm not sure if Akuma will just handshake that. And even if they do, I don't think it's that bad for them. They are going for the Mordekaiser, so they are thinking that this is probably a Trundle top and just taking the Mordekaiser against Trundle and banning away the Fury. Yeah, they're triggering away the other possible cancers for the Mordekaiser and banking on the idea that it may be a Trundle.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing it. Mordekaiser was banned away from Akuma or rather Akuma banned it themselves last time, I think. Wait, let me check.
Yeah. I think it was banned in the previous game. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think it
CPP decided to ban away the Mordekaiser from Akuma. We'll see how well Revdon will do on this pick. We know him and his mobile bruisers. We've seen him before. I'm still waiting for him to pick Garen again, so he can make that into a 2-game with the 100%. Excuse me, 2-game 100% win rate. But yeah,
with 50%.
there we go.
Right. I will call it. I think that the next time he picks Garen, they're going to lose. I'll just leave this here. If anyone wants to clip it or bring it up the next time that they pick Garen, it's up to you. But yeah, I think that Revlon showcases better playstyle with or showcase a good playstyle with the bruisers, and certainly Mordekaiser I think falls perfectly into the category of champions that he will be willing to play. I don't know what they were going to ban there. That may be just a lost ban. I'm not sure, but now we need to see
That was
what they go.
Akshan, right?
It, what? No, but CBB banned actually. Akuma,
Yeah. Didn't ban
Akuma
anyone.
lost the ban.
Akuma didn't ban anyone. It feels like okay. So, we'll see. Ban is Kaisa. Sorry.
Kaisa, oh.
Okay. You decide to take away the Kaisa. Interesting. So, I mean, they do have CCP. They do CPP. They do have. They do have a bit of a dive comp that they have possibly in the works at the moment with the Lee Sin and the Trundle with Seraphine supporting from the backline. We'll see what it said to go for right now. And then Corki is going to get picked up for the mid lane. It feels like it's a safe mid laner. Can lane into a lot of things and scale up super well in the late game. Definitely have faith in Fluke to be able to pull that off. We've seen it before from him, so no problem in that regard.
Giving the potential counter pick for the support. It's not something typical, but I think that the way that trade plays for this team, it makes sense that they want to give the last pick, because if he is able to get a lot of good engages or a lot of good picks, the side of Akuma can force fight much more effectively, and it works really well with their playstyle. With this Irelia pick, I think that it's going to be well, right now it looks like it could be Irelia mid lane with Trundle top and Seraphine in the bottom lane, but we need to see the last pick. Will they go for a Seraphine something else? Yeah, Seraphine can be mid as well. But what do they last pick? Do they go for an 80 carry, or do they go for something to pair up in the bottom lane with anyone? Because 6 is still open.
Yeah, 6 Trundle could be the... Who the hell is going jungle in this team? It's gonna be... Is this Kindred ADC?
I think it's Kindred AD carry. I actually think it's Kindred AD carry.
Way. Alright, I know a guy who's a huge fan of this.
I know someone as well.
Wait, who is it again? It's in Rafa's server.
I'm not sure on that, but I know of a player that is really enthusiastic with Kindred AD carry. He's, if I'm not wrong, Grandmaster, and he spams this a lot. And
yeah,
I'm not sure if it's a good pick or a bad pick overall, but I'm really now excited to see it. I think that it's going to be Kindred, Seraphine in the bottom lane, Lee Sin jungle, Trundle top, and Irelia mid lane.
Yeah. Wait, wouldn't Irelia be a better matchup into Mordekaiser?
It will, but I don't think Trundle is a good matchup against Corki. So,
Trundle support Kindred ADC. I mean, we'll see once they decide.
Yeah, the thing is it like my main thing here is where Kindred is going and where Seraphine is going. I think that those two are the most important parts to know, because the other 3 champions are interchangeable realistically. But Kindred and Seraphine, I think it's much more important to see where they go.
We see the first Lee Sin bot in the entire league, perhaps the entire world.
Lee Seraphine, yeah, maybe Lee Seraphine bot lane without a Senna.
I would have liked it more with Senna. Yeah, that's true. But
it is Irelia top.
Okay. Yeah, it is gonna be Irelia top fighting against that Mordekaiser.
So I think it will be like you're saying, Trundle going bottom lane with Kindred and Seraphine mid.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, unless Trundle does not like his life and would rather suffer at the hands.
I think that would be such a. I think that can be such a bad matchup in the mid lane. Oh wait, it's Kindred mid.
No way.
I don't think this is that great.
What?
I really don't think this is great. Well, at least if I think about the logic, it would be kind of similar with Ezreal in the sense that realistically, Corki and Ezreal don't really force a lot of things early on in the laning. They are much more passive AD carries in the sense that they'd rather just farm it out and then get to later stages of the game. But I think that in the bottom lane, it's much better to have the Kindred, not because of the matchup, but because you have 2 players and you can dissuade ganks much more effectively. In mid lane, if the Talon and the Corki jump on top of you and you don't have flash, you can just get killed instantaneously. And I'm really scared for Kindred, because if Kindred dies once, there's no fallback plan, pretty much. You have to cry consistently as Kindred if you die once, and then hope that the game can go on until 35 minutes.
Does it feel like Cosa Pasa Pirates are throwing a bit of a Hail Mary here in this game too?
That may be it. And that I can see that. I can see this being one of those cases.
Because this is one of the... I mean, it's composition. It's not bad. I know it's a theoretically possible composition. What do you think? How do you think it works as a whole, though? Like as a pure composition, how do you think?
Position, I don't think it's bad. I think that it has a lot of merit, and I think that having the Kindred as an AD carry can still work because you have the consistent damage there. And I think that the Seraphine with the Trundle will work in the sense that you throw out Anchor, or you use the Pillar to set up for the Anchor, and then set up for the teamfight potential for Irelia and Lee Sin and Kindred. That's pretty much how I think this will be. But it's really dependent on a lot of things working out that I'm not sure if they will be able to pull it off. Because in comparison, I think that the scaling from the side of Akuma is really, really good. They have a Corki and an Ezreal that with 2.5 items, they're going to be really, really strong. Mordekaiser can just take away the Irelia so that she cannot join any fight, or even the Kindred and the Lamb's Speed is no longer useful. So I think that the Akuma has a lot more methods to be able to play around team fights, and I think that Cosa Pasta is much more dependent on everything working out perfectly.
And we'll see if it's gonna end up working for Kosa as they decide to go on this team comp. We are just gonna wait for spectator delay. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
There's no medicine for what you put in. I don't know, and I don't know why, but I let it in. For that I repent, and I don't know, and I don't know why. Like I was saved from the shit that you said. Wish I could change the words that you said. And there's no medicine, there's no medicine. Your words crawling to my ears tonight. I'm crawling hypnotized by parasitic lies. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. Now here we go, you're dedicated, you're celebrated. When you break me right down, you're killing me, premeditated. I'm devastated. Leave me on the ground. Like I was saved from the shit that you said. Wish I could change the words that you said. There's no medicine, there's no medicine. Your words crawling to my ears tonight. I'm crawling hypnotized by parasitic lies. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. Playing mind games, manipulating me, operating me, surgical eyes. You sedate me, drunk on a memory, then it all fades. And I read you only for what I don't know. Why'd you whisper nothing when you need something? Why'd you wanna stay for what I don't know? But then your words crawling to my ears tonight. I'm crawling inside. Hypnotized by parasitic lies. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. Penny for your thoughts, 'cause I'm a millionaire. Try to pay you off, but you don't really. Black door in the forest isn't here to taunt us, cause it's going nowhere. You gotta move on, cause shadows in the dark are always coming towards you. Red eyes in the night, you put them out of sight. Don't be paralyzed, move on to Nirvana or Shangri-La or Valhalla. Ooh, cause if you stay in limbo, you'll decay.
1-0 is the series score right now between Akuma Blades and Cosa Pasta Pirates. And Cosa Pasta, they have thrown a bit of a hook shot against Akuma with this new composition that they pulled out with Kindred mid, Seraphine bot, and Trundle support. Now the Trundle support, not too surprising to many, but the Kindred mid
Uh,
and the Seraphine bot too. Wait, all
oh,
right, looks like we have already some action going in at this level 1 as they try to walk in, but they immediately get spotted and the wards are going down as well. So this maneuver is easily seen by the side of Akuma. What are they gonna
yeah,
do is the big question. Looks like it's not gonna be much. It's just gonna be intelligence gathering for both sides at the moment. Mordekaiser did drop a ward there in the top lane as well to make sure that they know and track where Benefactor Sam will be starting off.
yeah, pretty much going for the. With this, they now will think about maybe starting on the opposite side to try and go mirrored with the talent, so no not trying to phase as much as possible, but it seems that Benefactor Sam wants to do the opposite. He's going to start on the bottom side, going for the red buff first. I think that with Listen it makes sense, but I would think that maybe he doesn't want to fight it with talent as much as possible, especially early on.
Oh yeah, definitely. And looks like Mordekaiser is setting up a bit of a cheese in the top lane already,
Ooh,
hiding in the bush, ready to use his Q onto an unsuspecting Aurelia. We'll see how well that works out. If it does end up working out, I wish you could go to the top lane to see.
the one
It
key
looks like
power
it's not
spike.
gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna be too much drama
Oh,
whatsoever. Yeah, there we go. Hammer to the face. Sorry, mace to the face rather. As Shocky will take that one. And right now, everything pretty much calm. Lanes. Speaking of the lanings, the laning that we have here, who do you think will have priority? TDS.
on bottom lane, I think it's going to be equal. On mid lane, we already see, interestingly, the Kindred being able to put a little bit of pressure, and I think that before Corki gets items, Kindred should be able to push the wave, especially because of the amount of damage that she has with the wall as well as the Q.
They're going for an
And
invade.
oh wait, yeah, they're going for the bait. This is something, and we talked about it. Oh wait,
Yeah, they're going for a level 2 here in the bot lane too, though, as Aka is trying to go in on to trade or try to respond rather. But here we go, invade onto the top side. Looking at the mini map, guys. Not at the bottom lane fighting right now because
that
that's
is so
not
cool.
where the exciting spot is happening. All right,
Oh,
there we go.
oof,
Who got the kill? It was Yasuo that got the ended up getting the smite off onto the Raptor. So good stuff from him there. Not too much dramas. Both junglers end up with basically the same CS score. They're still
but he lost
trying
a
to
red
chase
buff.
each other down at the moment.
Yeah, they're going for the Skull Crab down there, and it makes sense. They Listen wants to put the Talon in his grave. He doesn't want to allow for anything to happen. He's even stealing wolves. This feels so bad for you. So he cannot do anything. He cannot answer in any way. He doesn't have any pressure from any lanes. The top lane, right now in the bottom lane is kind of the best place, and even then, I don't think that they can really happily respond to the plays of the Elysian Badia. So quickly goes for the rocks, trying to get something. He may lose his Scuttlecross, but at least he's not going to fall super far behind in CS. Oh, he,
Yeah, not yet. Okay, there we go. Revenant going in for the pull, but it's not going to be getting anything as wait. We have a bit of priority in the bot lane. Talon is right behind them though, and look at where the mark spawned. It spawned there in the top lane. So I
can he
wonder
get it
when they
though?
decide to go for it. Lee Sin already manages to get Benefactor Sam manages to get it for himself, and looks like it will end up being a double scuttle in the early game with Talon just trying to find as much farm as he can across the map.
Yeah, with the marks though, or at least with the jungle marks. Or wait,
Yeah, keyboarder. He might be in a lot of trouble. He's just getting hit again and again. Trade trying to keep his AD carry safe, but not gonna end up doing so. Meanwhile, Talon is here. He found an opportunity. He might end up going for it, but looks like it was red
ooh, Shoki,
immediately. Shocky, Jockey. He has to get out of here right now. He's just gonna
he
get hit.
can't.
First blood goes over to Revnov. Meanwhile, the teleport comes
I
in.
don't think
Tuki
that
trying
Tuki
to
gets
go
his
for.
kill.
Will he be able to get the kill?
Oh
Is the
no,
big
Tuki!
question. The
Oh,
flash.
gosh.
And he does manage to at least trade it back, but that's a teleport and the flash taken by Revnov. He still has his teleport up.
Yeah, And I gotta quickly say that was so lucky by Kyuki that he doesn't get focused by the turret. One minion walked forward, which means that the aggro would go into the minion. But if the minion is not there and he gets focused, he probably dies. I think that he's not able to survive after that. But greatly well played enough that they can get the trade kill, and it's not as bad as a situation than what it could have become. But already showing a little bit of weaknesses in the top lane. Repnon getting the advantage, getting the minions, and now maybe even able to put much more pressure onto the Aurelia.
Yeah, which is a big problem right now. I think Shockey just went a bit too far when it came to his trading. You're
Yeah,
trying to get a bit too overeager with the power that Aurelia can bring in the early game. Even though it is kind of a soft counter to Mordekaiser, it's not a counter if you stay under tower for too long.
if you take a turret shot, it's not that good, you
Nothing
know.
as a counter if you take a third shot. You heard it here first, guys. All right, here we go. 1v1 between the two junglers right now. You saw and Benefactor Sam trying
Good
to
one,
go
of course,
for
to
it,
fight.
but yep, Benefactor Sam not going to be winning out on that one. Here
Oh,
we go. Shockey again trying to go for another trade, this time favoring him onto the top side. And Benefactor Sam, he's running
oh,
away from
Yasuo.
Yasuo, who just goes away. He has to flash out. Well, he managed to safeguard away. He does. And here
Oh,
comes the.
goodness.
Here comes the. Manages to get the kill, the snipe onto Benefactor Sam, and
Oh,
here we
the
go.
damage.
Yuki
He
is
doesn't
in
have
a lot of
flash.
trouble as well. He doesn't have his flash. He doesn't have the Guardian.
What?
Manages to keep him alive. But you saw trying to go for another one, and it will be Akeds getting the kill in the end. It's a 2-for-1, but it does favor Akuma.
Yeah, Fluke thinking he got the kill there. The Guardian proc comes in clutch to save the Kindred as much as possible, but then they just Talon jumping in and getting the trade. That was really well played by Akuma, going for a really long trade that started inside of the enemy on the jungle of the Talon. He got the couple of birds stolen, and then he was able to follow up on the Lee Sin and kill him. And this is what I meant when I said that Lee Sin probably doesn't want to fight a lot with the Talon. Now with lethality, it's going to be even worse because Talon can force a kill on you before you can actually get any damage down,
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I mean,
especially
it
at
was
level 6.
Benefactor. It was Benefactor Sam that opted into that. He opted
Yeah,
into the 1v1 against a Talon and ended up
and he
losing
paid
out
for
on the
it.
trade. Getting chased down by a Talon is definitely not a good feeling. And now Kyuki and Benefactor Sam will be feeling the after effects of that as you said, this rated there is completed. So that's a lot more power going over to this assassin at the moment. Although here we
Oh,
go.
and Dino.
They want to invade a bit more, I feel like. And Talon is going to go
Oh,
in onto the top side of the jungle. And
great play by
Indigo, wait,
trade.
he just got caught up right behind it.
Oh,
Wait, what? Was Trade just in the bush the whole time? Wait, 1v1
yeah.
between Yasuo and Shocky right now. Just goes
What is
in.
Yasuo
Vanguard's Edge is
doing?
in. Yasuo, Talon, I think he's absolutely dead. Queued and taken down immediately. So that will be a solo kill going over to Shocky in the top lane.
Yeah, I think Yasuo was autopiloting there because that was so bot like. That was such a bot like kill. He walked forward into the sun, then walked back to try and get the Grump, even though the Aurelia is level 6 and he's still level 5. He didn't have his might, which means that he cannot secure the Grump. And he just decides that, okay, I'm going to die now. And he dies. Gives away
Yeah.
a solo kill in the top lane. So unneeded at all. And now makes the matchup for the Mordekaiser back to square one. Puts it back to square one there.
Yeah, Vampire Scepter completed for the Rella, so she'll be able to sustain a lot better too. Shocky in a fairly good position despite giving up that solo kill, the first blood at the start. The Bramble Vest is
Oh,
completed
play.
onto Revnon though, so definitely something to look out for as they try to go for a 1v1 against each other. There we go. The fight continues in the top lane. It never ends as both
Fight
sides
continues
trading
everywhere.
blow for blows.
The fight continue. I think that the fight continues everywhere. Everywhere we see, there's a chance that the fight will break out. That's just the Akuma way. It feels like. But
Yeah,
yeah,
come on.
the top lane at least Revlon has completed both the steel plated caps and the bramble disc, which means that he has a lot of armor and heal cut to be able to fight against this Aurelia.
Yeah, should be able to at least. So Shocky not although we said he was in a good position, he's not in the most optimal one. It's
Oh,
definitely going to be
Talon
optimal
coming
if he
top.
gets stunned up again. Here comes the death realm. Immediately, Shocky might be in a lot of trouble here. Does not have the Vanguard's Edge. And here comes Yasuo, ready to clean up, ready to take down this bruiser. I don't think Shocky's going to live long. And he just gets immediately pounded by the mace.
Yeah, and Benefactor Sam trying to help there, but if he goes in, he probably is dead as well. So taking the smart decision, not going for anything after that, and great. Oh wait, ooh, trade. Okay,
Yeah, Trade
but
is
yeah,
just going here. He's going for the ambush strats again.
he
That's the thing we see about Rakans, right? They stay in
yeah
a bush behind enemy lines and then suddenly show up.
And then everyone is like, "What? Why is Raken here? Where did he come from? From the bush? He was waiting there for like 5 minutes."
I mean, it worked against Indigo. They had to
Yeah,
force the flash out immediately. So good awareness by Trade. A very Hillisang like moment from him, which I love to see.
Trade really loves to engage. Oh, you saw?
I mean,
Okay, he
Rakan is
wasn't
the
engaged.
engage support stream, right? He can
Yep,
easily engage and he can easily disengage super fast and really save his team a lot of trouble. So definitely well thought out pick for him right now. As well, the bot lane, it's not too the party is not in the bot lane though, right? It's in the top side.
it's a Seraphine against an Ezreal. I don't know what we expect down there. Like at
I
least
don't
last
know. We
game there
need that
was a
meme. I don't know
misfortune.
what we expected. It's the
Yeah,
meme.
exactly.
Oh, here's what we do expect. Here
Oh,
we
the
go. Another
flash.
gang on the top lane. Banger says Ace, but the
Oh,
flash immediately from the Sonic Wave and the shutdown goes over to Shocky. Flashes away from the tower and gets a kill.
yeah, no ultimate from the Mordekaiser. He's not able to pull off the typical 2v1 play in the top lane. Great gank by
Oh,
Benefactor
wait.
Sam to put pressure, and they don't even give the opportunity for the Mordekaiser to use his W to at least
Hmm.
get a little bit more time alive. So overall, greatly executed. And bot lane, nothing happens. It's bot lane.
Nothing happens to Spotlight. Yasuo's always here looking for an opportunity, but yeah, it feels like it never just gets. He never will get presented an opportunity
Should
with
just go
Indigo and
top lane.
Akad's just playing safe, honestly. And the top lane, they're just trading blow for blow.
Yeah.
What the jungler visits and someone dies. It's literally every time it happens.
This is the legitimate top lane experience. It's everyone just fights, hits themselves consistently, and sees what happens, pretty much. And I'm not even
And
a top laner myself.
well, I am, so I know how it feels right now. Leeching Lyric completed for Revnan, so he gets a bit of sustain himself. Still probably not gonna win out on the 1v1, but he is at least a level ahead, so that should help him out even more. So it's not the ideal situation, but Revnan, I think he's surviving, and that's the important part when you got countered. The fact that you're surviving is already a win if you're a top laner.
He got a kill as well solo, so he was doing a really good job. I think that, to me at least, Yasuo made that lane unnecessarily hard for Mordekaiser again, giving away that kill in the jungle. If not, the Mordekaiser can probably just stay there really happily, farming, bonking minions on the head, and
Yeah, that's what I
staying
like to
happy.
hear. It's the jungle's fault. Exactly
I
what I want to hear.
I will defend Revnon this time because I think it was a jungle fall. That like there was no way that that play can be good from the jungler. Like if you have a smite, maybe, but he didn't even have a smite. Oh, just saw.
Ah, here might be a good play. I saw NJ trying to go for an ambush shot again. These guys, they're just hiding in the bushes Vietnam style every single time.
It's a Vietnam diff.
Oh, there we go. Right now, 1v1 again. The team needs two
Revnon.
top
Ooh.
laners. Here comes the passive, and the bonk is right there. Revdon will end up getting the counter Shaki. So, despite the advantage being given over to the Aurelia, Revdon's fine. He's absolutely straight chilling up there in the top lane right now.
Yeah, but it would have been better if the jungler doesn't. No, I'm sticking way
It's
too much with that. But yeah, Revnon. Oh wait, Benefactor Sam,
Oh
is here
no,
alone.
no, it's the
Oh, the
other
kill.
jungler that's messing up this
It's
time.
fine. It's fine.
Not like this.
No, it's fine. Oh no, Benefactor Sam. Oh no.
Oh, here comes the Corky Passage. He's caught between a rock and a hard place, and he will get taken down by Fluke, who comes in for the kill. Kyuki trying to get something onto keyboarder, but it isn't Ezreal, man. You're not gonna get anything here.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really hard. And this is the thing with the Kindred mid. He has the champion's mark, but he cannot effectively go anywhere. Like you have to depend on getting the jungle camps that have the marks out, because that way you actually can get your marks. But in the mid lane, you don't really get marks by killing targets unless it's a complete fiesta.
Is that does he have more than 5 marks? I'm having a
No, he
hard
has
time
one.
seeing. He only
He
has
has
one.
one.
Okay, that's
He-
actually a big
yeah,
problem,
he's
honestly, for the
failing.
Kindred right
That
now.
exactly. That's a problem in mid lane.
Which is why we don't see too many mid lane kindreds. I
We
mean,
saw
it's not like they're
one.
losing the game because of it, but
Yeah, the problem is that it's not doing anything either. Like at least if he could get at least involved in getting much more marks or going into jungle to put pressure on getting marks, I would be okay with that. But he's not doing that, so he's really far behind in terms of mark collection.
to be fair, TDS, in terms of league, would you rather have someone who's not good, not good, not bad, or someone straight up feeding?
Uh, the problem with
Right?
that question is how useful are they to the team? Because if there's someone not good nor bad is still useless, then does it
That's
matter?
fair. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. You can approach it from so many different angles, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not, by the way, chat. I'm not saying anyone's feeding here. Everyone's playing pretty. Everyone's playing pretty well
It's
for
a
the resources that they're given.
hypothetical question.
There's no flame to these players. They're all
Yeah,
amazing. I have
we're
to say,
flaming ourselves.
except Fluke.
Yeah, this stream. Oh wait, top lane.
It's- Oh no, there we go. There we go. Again, a top laner gang and one person gets to kill the Vanguard. I just used, but I don't think Shocky is gonna be surviving this one. He just gets stunned up and he just will get taken down as Yasuo ends up claiming the kill. Again, onto the Aurelia. Not gonna feel good, especially against a Talon. He has the Mercurial Thread, so gonna be resisting magic, but Talon deals physical. So
Yeah, and he already has Yomus, which means that that sweet lethality item with the movement speed will be so good. Also, first of all, the game summoned just now. I really don't like this play from the side of Cosa Pasta. Not because it's bad to put pressure on the turret, but I feel like it has to be way too late. Like this herald should have been used 2 minutes ago if
yeah,
they had it. If
possibly.
not, then go for it.
Yeah, I mean, they already did take the dragon for themselves at least. I believe they were the second ones up to the plate, so they still had it. Why not just use it? But a bit more pressure onto that mid lane. It's not gonna be amounting to much either.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Oh yeah. So wait, is he just going from behind onto the other side? But why?
what was his plan?
I have no idea. He just found himself caught on the other side. Okay, here comes Akads and Kyuki trying to clear the mid lane, but
we need
he uses
we
Ghost to
need
go over through the tier one and
yeah
the tier two. I'm not
we
sure.
need,
Maybe you can ask him after the game, but like,
we need an insight on Yasuo's mind because some of the plays that he pulls off is something I never expect to see. In all honesty,
I mean, he's the engaged Talon. What do you expect?
yeah, he's the main. He's the super engaged Talon. Although, wait, look quickly into the minimap. Kindred is close to getting her first mark, non-champion mark. She's going for the jungle cap. Although, wait, teleport coming from behind.
Oh yeah, there we go. Come from behind is Revnon trying to go for this as the side of Cosa Pasta.
Oh,
They're stuck in the jungle. Okay, here comes the ultimate coming
Revno
from
just
onto
salty.
Akads, and Fluke will just get murdered immediately. Kyuki has to burn his land
Oh,
respite as well, but I don't think he's gonna last long as Revnon comes
oh,
in with the
Yasuo.
bonk. Yasuo tries to go for something. The Encore goes wide, and he will just go in onto Indigo, who
Oh,
has to
Yasuo,
run away.
no!
Right now. Oh no, Yasuo! He gets
He
stunned
got
up by the
baited.
Flawless Duet, and suddenly maybe Shocky can turn Revnon.
It's
He's
a
just
3v3 here.
frontlining. He's just being extremely strong at the moment. Dagger's Edge on to Fluke. It's Dragon's Rage as well. The kick manages to get the kill. Trade is in a lot of trouble, but it's
Then in
gonna
front
be
of
a
him.
keyboarder who manages to get the keyboarder in the end. And Revnon, he's still alive, and it's keyboarder who has not been part of this fight at all. Only the true shot barrage was there to help out his team in the end. That was a very chaotic one, and it ended up being a 3 for 4, I believe,
Yeah, it
after
was a 3 for
everything.
4. Yeah, it was a 3 for 4 because the Trundle just spawned and the Ezreal just went to the bottom lane to keep on farming. Typical
All
AD carry
right.
mentality. He doesn't join the fight. He just goes for his farm. If that was a fight before, they probably win that much more easily. But yeah, I'm not going to blame keyboarder. I think that the side of Akuma went way too ham there. The Yasuo went in after just getting the heal out of the Seraphine, not knowing that the Irelia was there, gets immediately destroyed, and then they still try to force a fight with just as a 3v3. They lose that fight, so or wait, they don't lose the fight, but they lose the Corki immediately. Corki couldn't do anything even if he has the shield bow. Luckily, through shot barrage came through, so they were able to get the kill on the Seraphine. And then Revnon is such a raid boss. But that could have been such a bad fight for Akuma if a couple of things don't go their way.
I mean, it's not like Akuma shies away from bad fights. I mean, let's be real. This
That's
Akuma
the
we're
Akuma
talking
way, yeah.
about. It's the Akuma way to go for a fight regardless. But yeah, I was starting to see, we were starting to see how that fight could have gone south for them, and it did. So Fluke was very vulnerable at that moment, especially with too many people surrounding him, especially since Aurel can immediately get onto him in the
Yep.
blink of an eye. It's very hard to react to. He even had flash up, but he wasn't able to use it because that was how
So,
immediately beneficial
so
Sam and Aurelia just what is Yasuo doing? Just making a shortcut, I guess.
I
Why
don't know.
not?
I don't
Shortcut through the
know.
jungle, get back. I guess that's why he ends up. That's how he ends up on the other side of the map so quickly. He just does stuff like that.
I feel like Yasuo is the embodiment of that. I think it's a 90s song. The one that is my mind's telling me no, and he just went by my body's telling me yes, and he just goes in like that. He just doesn't care.
Every assassin in a nutshell when there's a bunch of people clumped up together. But unlike most
Oh,
assassins, Yasuo has the ability to survive. Benefactor Sam has to use the Dragon Rage to kick away the raid boss, not wanting to find a 1v1 there at the moment.
if he uses ultimate, he probably gets a kill there on the Lee Sin. But yeah, not trying to force a little bit too hard without actually needing to. The Revnon is probably the strongest 1v1 right now, even though Irelia can, I think, fight. Oh, wait. Oh, Kyuki.
Yeah, Kyuki, he's not to trouble
Uh,
himself. He may have to use the Lamb Dress fight to get away, and he will not. Saving that ultimate again, but the burn almost got him. Has to be
I
very careful when farming up because you're so he comes from behind you. Even though it's your base, he
yeah,
will come from behind you.
like if you think that being in base it's safe, I don't think Yasuo cares
No,
about
here
that
comes
either.
Yasuo. Here comes
Yeah.
Yasuo with the steel chair.
See, no, I think that he's coming with a wooden chair. If he had ignite, he would come with a steel chair.
Okay, fair enough.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
there we
still,
go.
I'm still, I'm still advocating for the ignite. I think that he gets that kill if he, or at least forces Lamb's respite with the ignite.
Yeah, if you force slam just but that's a pretty good ultimate down. Suddenly, Baron's
Yep.
open. You could possibly go for something like that. But well, at least he not even able to force the flash either. So basically, pretty much getting nothing out of that play besides some tempo across the map
And lefts, an hour
and
left,
in
pretty
our
much.
laps. Here it comes. Yeah, so with the steel chair, RKO out of nowhere.
He will just pile drive you into nothingness.
Yeah, Seth isn't even here, and he's still power driving with the talent instead. All right. I mean, nothing much is happening in the game right now as
Yeah,
teams are
the
waiting
game is
for
slowed down.
objectives. So we're just here. We're just here
Yes.
to meme. At this point, the guys are just here to be entertaining. And Fluke,
Oh,
he's trying to be entertaining as well. The flash kick, what a brilliant insect come from him. And I don't think Fluke will be surviving this one. He will just get taken down by Benefactor Sam. Oh
oh,
no!
the
Here
gauge.
come from the base. Here we
Ouch.
go. This is exactly what we expected. The charm lands. Keyboarder gets the
Oh,
kill and trade. I don't think he's gonna survive. Yeah, he just gets taken down by the Kindred instead. And Shocky, he can't even 1v1 at the moment. Kyuki trying to go in, maybe a 1v2.
oh,
Working out for
yes,
them
oh.
as okay, the Yasuo tactics are working against him. Now the enemy has come from behind. This time it's Benefactor Sam trying to go in for it.
Oh,
Sonic Wave should be able to hit. There
oh,
we
the
go.
red.
Flash and jump away. What will the red buff manage to get the kill? It will not. Yasuo manages to get away barely. And he should be able to jump out, but here is a ward. The chase is on between the two
There's so many
junglers
wards
as they
here.
try to get each other all the wards in their own base. Kyuki, he should be able to pick this one up for himself, and that's a big shutdown for him and another mark to the tally.
No, she failed. She actually didn't get the mark. She put the mark on the
Oh
talent
no.
after he got the kill. Yeah, she's getting this mark at least, but she could have been at
Okay.
4 with that kill.
Okay. I mean, not optimal, but at least they get it. But still, that was
Yeah.
a the flanks are
It could
insane
have
this
been.
game, TDS. I don't know what else to
They're
say.
coming from everywhere. That's the name of the game. Coming from everywhere. They're going to just jump from out of nowhere and it's the kill
Or that they get exploded.
or die. Yeah.
All right, next dragon is coming up. We do have a we do have an ocean drake, so definitely a very impactful one that teams will want to fight over. Cooldowns are up. There is no flash on to Benefactor Sam at this point. There is a flash on the Ezreal. It's important. There's also a flash on to trade, so he can be the primary engage for the squad at the moment. And I believe Corki has the package. Does no, he does not. Wait,
He
he
does
does.
have.
He does.
Yeah.
He does have the package. So Akuma ready and raring to go for a team fight at the moment, and we'll see how well Cosa Pasta will respond. This might end up being very difficult for them. As Benefactor Sam
Agreed.
went back to
Wait, it's
base.
dead. Yeah, it's dead. I'm not sure
Never
what the
mind.
plan was then.
Never mind. They probably just didn't want to go for the fight. But
No, I'm okay with
uh,
that, but why were they posturing then? Like, instead of wasting your time in the river, why not go for something else? There shouldn't be a chance here. Yeah, I know.
There should not be, but Trade might be in a lot of trouble.
Oh.
The Flawless Duet ends up missing, and they're trying to go in onto Keyboarder and Fluke. But meanwhile, Revdon,
Oh,
he's
the
the
talent
one
gets
coming
hit.
from behind this one. The Sonic Wave manages to land. Here comes the kick onto the Assassin. Yasel just manages to get taken down, tossed up. Trade will manage to get away with the
Oh.
stopwatch as well. And oh my gosh, that damage onto Indigo. He has to be very careful.
Yeah, they also have to be careful about the potential flanks again coming from the side. They see this time, so at least it's not that risky. But a one for nothing great engage by the Seraphine. Greatest stun they got down there. I don't think they can force this fight. There's way too much poke, and Trundle is still alive, and Mordekaiser is alive, so he can just ultimate the Lee Sin. Yeah, he can do this. Oh wait, he went
But
for
he's just
whom?
going in. He's just flash in. Revdon
No,
trying
but
to go for
I
a
don't know
raid buff
what.
moment. They didn't. They who did he death drop?
Why
I'm
did
not
he?
sure. And what Fluke just got killed as well. Okay, Revnan is still alive, but this
What
end
are
up
they
being a 4v5.
doing?
Revnan's gonna get killed again. Shocky, he's onto the backline. Keyboarder is gonna get taken down as well. The shutdowns are going in, and suddenly Cosa Pasta. Everything just went their way.
Get soap for my eyes, please. Like I cannot describe it. Oh no, Shoki. Wait.
Oh, there we go. Yes, so
Oh
come
oh
from behind
oh
again.
oh
No flaws do it. Ends up managing to miss, but
oh.
I don't know if they win this 1v1.
Ooh,
Okay,
he got it.
Shocky just managed to get away. Oh.
Ah, that was so close. If Yasuo lose this, I would be really really sad for Akuma. But yeah, that first of all, the great pick that they got onto the talent, and the call wasn't completely bad. I think that it was a good idea to go for that call. I think that Revnon misplaced that horrendously because he should have ulted the Lee Sin. Like first of all, he went a little bit too early. But if he's going to go in, ulti the Lee Sin. If you take away the smite, there's a chance that you can steal the Baron, but he goes for the Trundle for some bizarre reason that I cannot explain at all. And he gets, yeah, you get the kill, but then the rest of the members also follow up. I think that they cannot follow up that aggressively without, first of all, the Mordekaiser being alive or being out of the dead realm, and then the Rakan being able to support you. You are mainly pokers, and Corki can fight, but he's mainly a poker at this point of the game with just having the 2 damage items. So I think that the side of Akuma, even though the idea is not bad to contest, they play that so horrendously bad that it's just an easy Baron secure for the side of Cosa Pasta, and they are now in a spot that they can maybe try and force something else in the map. Luckily, they were able to cancel one of the Baron buffs, killing the Aurelia. Oh wait, Kyuki.
Oh yeah, and Kuki is in a lot of
Oh,
trouble. Does he have the
he
last
no, he doesn't
last
have.
survive? I don't think he's
But
gonna survive. He flash away
oh,
immediately. Yasuo tries to go for
oof,
it, and he should be able to get something. The kill does not go his way, and suddenly everything's going to go wrong. Benefactor Sam
great
just
healer.
managed to get the kick away onto Yasuo. So one Baron buff down,
Yeah,
and they were
so
almost
wants to
surrounded,
go
but
in.
the pillar was pretty clutch in keeping them away.
Yeah, so he's still here wanting to go in. They're putting down Vision. They're trying to get on top of someone. Yeah, I think that it's going to be disengaged. It's fine. But yeah, great pick. And what we were talking about, the flanks, they come from the side. The Kindred doesn't expect this great engage by Trade and Yasuo. They get the kill onto the Kindred. No Lamb's respite. She blows her flash as well. So now she's in a much more vulnerable position for the later fights.
I swear, man, Talon is way too mobile to be a jungler. This should not be allowed.
He's,
It feels like
he's supposed to be a mid laner.
yeah, he's supposed to be a mid
Same
laner.
with
Somehow find
Iana and
himself in the
same with
jungle.
Zed.
It's like
Yeah,
this is the kind of stuff. Like imagine if Bard was a jungler. It would be
I would be okay with
absolutely
that.
stupid to fight. But imagine all the flanks he could make. That's basically doing what Talon's doing right now.
But Kane is a jungler and he has a lot of mobility. I think that if Kane
Oh yeah,
exists,
that's
so can
true.
Talon.
That's true. That's fair enough. But I don't think Kane is as fast as Talon when just traversing terrain, which is the
Uh,
thing.
I think Kane is actually faster because Talon uses the oh, wait.
He's the wait.
Wait, he
He's
missed.
like, wait. They were just staring at each other. You saw it's like, all right, hopefully he doesn't check this butch.
And even though he checked, he missed the W, so he didn't get that much damage. But yeah, now he's backing. He should get. Oh, he went for this is an item that I don't see much. Death Stance. After the changes, I don't see that often much. Oh,
To be
great
fair, there's a
jump by
lot of
trade.
AD at the moment. Trade is in
That
a
was
lot of
so well done by
trouble.
trade.
Yeah, Best managed to stop the engage from happening against him immediately. No kickback for him, and that is the Dragon Rage gone for the Lee Sin when it comes to this Dragon, which is gonna be Soul if Kuma manages to get it. No flanks this time. It's right now straight up
Are you
5v5.
sure? Look at Revnon.
Okay, wait. Yeah, Revnan is on the backside getting ready. Never mind, it's not flank anymore. He's on
Who
the
hit
front.
the bar? Who hit the dragon?
I have no idea who managed to hit the dragon. There's so much poke. Everyone hits the dragon.
Oh, Rebnon.
One right now. They
Okay,
might just go
great
in on
ultimate
this
now
right
by
now.
Rebnon.
Yeah, here we go. The ultimate coming in as Shocky
Oh,
trying
the
to do what he can. He manages to get the kill onto Trade, and who will get the dragon? The Legend Spite is still keeping it
Corky.
alive. And the keyboarder will end up getting the dragon soul for his
Oh,
team. And it's gonna be
Yasuo.
Akuma winning out on the fight. The sustain is too much. Yasuo, he's still full health. Aka's is in trouble. Benefactor Sam is trying to run away. And it's a complete rout for the side of Cosa Pasta, who are back in the fountain. It's Akuma who come out on top.
And Benefactor Sam with the suicide mission. Yes, he's dead, but who cares? The Corky gets the dragon at the end. I don't know how he got it. I'm not
It
sure
was
how.
Keyboarder. It was Keyboarder who got it.
No, it was X-Fluke. It
Was
was
it
Corky.
Corky or
Yeah, it
was
was the
it
Corky.
Corky? I thought I saw
Eh, I,
Keyboarder get it.
I saw the image down of the dragon and I saw the Corky face. I may be wrong, but Keyboarder or Corky, whoever it was, they save the dragon. They get the soul, and effectively I'm not sure if they ended up winning the team fight because of that, because I think that after that, the Kindred was almost dead. The rest of the members were really low either way, so maybe they win the ensuing fight, but really important that they get this soul. And the Baron buff is also up. Also, quickly to mention, and because this also falls back into a point I made previously with the Baron fight.
Mhm.
If Mordekaiser, and I saw this with this Drake, great ultimate by Kyuki to save the dragon, and I think that maybe if Mordekaiser goes in to try and stop the Lee Sin, then they probably don't get the Baron because of the Kindred ultimate. But overall, I still think that this time around he played this as he had to. He used ultimate on Benefactor Sam, putting him on the death rim and denying the smite potential, and it was almost just a really easy secure for the Talon, if not for Kyuki on the.
Yeah, honestly, Kyuki put a dent in that plan, but well, either Fluke or Keyboarder managed to win out for his team, coming in with
Yeah.
a clutch poke. Rocket or Arcane or Arcane. Wait, was it Arcane or Mystic Shot? There we go. It's either the
Oh,
Rocket or the
no.
Mystic Shot that end up winning. Yuki, he's in a lot of trouble again. You
He doesn't
saw
have Lamb's
he has no
Respite.
mercy. He's just gonna go. He does not have his ultimate, and will the
Oh, he
burn
had
be
it.
enough? Is the question. Here's the thumbs up. Oh,
Oof.
the lamp just spit just enough, and okay, cool guys may not look like explosion, but help you so just not getting the kill this time.
Yeah, it was really clutch though. That ultimate came in just at the end, so he was able to maybe survive. I'm not sure if if the burn kills Kyuki there, but better to be safe than sorry. And it also means that now at least Kyuki will be fortified, but it also means that there's no Lamb's Respite. So if they want to force a fight over this Baron buff, now is one of the better opportunities for the side of Akuma.
Yeah, Yasuo's already up here on the top side. He was at the bottom, and now he's at the top, and the
He started
mobility
from the
on this
bottom, now
champ is
he's here.
absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now. Okay, both teams just trying to poke their way against each other right now as the inhibitor is gone, the base is broken, and right now it's a bit of a problem for Pasta if they want to try and win out on a team fight with so many disadvantages in their
Yeah,
favor
so
as so just coming from behind. Oh no, he just jumped over the pillar. Okay, that's also terrain. It is coded
he's
as
taking a
terrain,
lot
so
of
Yasuo
damage
can
though.
just jump over it. He is. Which is the big
Well,
question
he
mark.
does
But
have so.
Revnan just on the top lane, just chilling, straight up chilling. And both top laners just trying to split push against each other at the moment.
Yeah, this feels like a typical top laner thing. We just want to hit turrets and minions, but everyone else wants to force
It's
fights,
true.
and
It's true. We do.
just
We
let
do.
them be happy.
Meanwhile, Akuma, they're immediately just heading towards the Baron right
Oh,
now. They have
teleport,
position over it. Here comes the
double
teleport.
teleport,
Whoa,
maybe.
two that double teleport coming in for both
Oh,
solo laners right now.
oh, the really.
Fluke is not yet here.
He's
That's a big last duet, but in the end, it's gonna be Shocky who just ends up getting blown apart. Kyuki is on the back
Oh,
line. Fluke as
Kyuki.
well. Here comes the kick, but it's not gonna be enough. The rocket goes over onto the Kindred, and in the end, it's gonna be the cleanup by Akuma.
I
It
think they
feels
can
like
push a
as they
win.
get a 4-0, only Indigo is left alive, and he's just gonna get immediately hit by Yasuo, who's chasing him down at the moment. Nexus Turt's only alive. The death timers are pretty
Oh,
long, and
he
it
didn't
looks
get
like
it.
Akuma might end up winning this game after all. After
I think it
it was
is.
not clean, but it was definitely entertaining.
Yeah, clean. I think that we can define Akuma like this. They are not the cleanest teams. I'm not going to lie. They are certainly not the cleanest of teams, but they are one of the most hilarious and fun teams to see. They play like, well, they legitimately play like this is a game, and I think that that is a good and bad mentality. Sometimes it backfires on them, where like we saw last week. This time around, it almost backfired on them in a couple of instances, but at the end, it didn't matter. They end up winning the game so effectively, and still top of the table, 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0. Akuma showing at least showing that they're still the dominant team right now in Runeterra Academy. At least in the in the senior division
In an
as
interesting manner, to say the least.
very interesting manner. Let's head over to the damage graph to see how it went down. And are we too surprised that Yasuo was the one who managed to get the most damage in the game?
I want to see how much damage to deal to him.
He beat out Ezreal and
Just
Corki when it comes to damage. How amazing is that? He
I
beat
think
two
it's
poke.
amazing, but at the same time, we talked about this. He is the engaged talent. So, are we really that surprised?
I guess not. How many tower shots did he take too? That's what I
Oh
wanna.
god.
That's what I wanna know. Because he was just going between towers
Yeah,
without a care in the world.
he was living it up. He was playing as if nothing else matters. Then
And
they
that's a
just
good
show it.
mentality
They
to
show
have,
through.
It really keeps the
To a certain
pressure
degree,
off your
yeah.
shoulders, right? So Akuma with the dominant victory right now over Costa Pasta Pirates. Well, I don't believe they gave their full strength just yet. Hopefully we'll see it later into the season because Fierce Doctor was not there, of course, and Stifa wasn't there either on the top side. So we'll see how it turns out for them later down the line. But it will be Akuma taking the victory as of now. Any final thoughts, TDS, before we close this one out?
Um, I think that even though Akuma's games are really really fun, I think that we can save ourselves from a couple more Akuma games next week. Hopefully, we get something much more straightforward. So well, fiestas are fine, but I think that 2 weeks in a row Akuma it's enough. So hopefully we get something else. And credit to Akuma,
Guys,
they win today
senior team, you
effectively.
heard TDS. You heard TDS. Schedule something that we can cast so it doesn't have to be Akuma all the time.
Oh, just to finish quickly, great Tokuma, like you were saying, they played well. They are still early on in the season, so this kind of mentality can be shaped better for later on, and hopefully they are able to keep a high level up. And Cosa, like you're saying, this is early on the season, so it's not that bad to try and experiment with the roster and even just go for certain games that you think that probably either you think that you cannot win it or you want to try things. This is the best chance to do it because you already have 2 wins anyway. I think that with 5 wins you probably qualify. So as long as you don't throw anything else, it's fine to try out things right now in the season at this.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how far these two teams who look like they can go far in this season, to be
Yeah.
honest, between the two of them. So we'll see how that turns out. But for now, guys, we are going to be ending the day. My name is Miles David. That is TDS, and our producer, of course, PVS. It's kind of confusing their names sometimes. They both have 3-letter names, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you guys coming to senior division. It's gonna be the end of the week. For now, join us again next week. Freshmen will be starting off strong on Friday. I'm not sure who will be scheduled that time, but it's gonna be a good show regardless. There's always a fiesta down there, and they're always super fun to watch. So don't worry, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Please have a good night.